Long ago, in the small dusty village of Ayetoro, there lived humble people, simple homes built with mud and thatch, and winding footpaths lined with palm trees. The villagers were busy folks, farmers, traders, hunters, and they were quick to judge anyone different. One hot afternoon, a man named Adiola stumbled into the village. His clothes were torn and ragged. Dust covered his face and his sandals were nearly worn out. He looked tired, thirsty, and almost invisible. As he walked through the village square, children stared and whispered. Women hurriedly gathered their goods. Men shook their heads. "Who is that mad-looking man?" one villager muttered under his breath. Adeola, struggling to stay on his feet, moved from house to house, begging for a little water, but no one answered. Some shut their doors. Others peeped through windows, whispering, "This man must be crazy. Look at his clothes." As he dragged his feet, he finally reached the home of Ireti and Ajani, a poor but kind couple. Their compound had no fancy gate, just a simple open space shaded by a large mango tree. Ireti saw Adiola and her heart melted. She turned to her husband. "Ajani, look at him. He looks half dead. We can't just stand and do nothing." Ajani frowned nervously. "But what if he's dangerous? People have been saying." Ireti shook her head. "Let us show kindness. Let us not be like the others." She fetched a calabash of cool water and offered it to Adiola with a gentle smile. Adiola drank gratefully, his hands trembling. Thank you, madam," he said weakly. They offered him a stool under the mango tree to rest. As the orange sun began sinking behind the hills, Adiola looked up and said quietly, "Please, can I stay the night? I still have a long journey ahead, and my legs can carry me no further today." Ajani hesitated. Fear tugged at his heart, but after a long look into Adiola's tired eyes, he nodded. "You can stay," Ajani said, though his voice was uncertain. That night, Ireti prepared a simple meal of yam and palm oil stew. They shared their little food with Adiola. The two children, Seye, the boy, and Amina, the girl, had gone to fetch firewood and did not meet the stranger at first. After the meal, they laid a mat for Adiola on the veranda. They barely slept that night, worried that perhaps they had made a mistake. But Adiola caused no trouble. By the time the rooster crowed the next morning, Adiola was gone. No one saw him leave. Not even the children heard him slip away quietly before dawn. Word quickly spread across Ayetoro. That madman disappeared. Oh, maybe he was a spirit or a thief. Even Ireti felt a little uneasy, but she said nothing. Life in the village went on. Meanwhile, far away across hills and rivers, Adeola finally reached his true home, a grand mansion surrounded by wide fields and gardens. He was not a madman. He was a wealthy and powerful merchant who loved to test the hearts of people, to see who among them was truly kind. without expecting anything in return. When he arrived at his gate, his servants rushed to meet him. Their faces showed shock and shame when they saw the dirty rags he wore, but they dared not question him. After washing, eating, and resting, Adeola summoned all his servants and said, I traveled to find people with pure hearts, people who can see beyond outward appearance. I went as a poor man into a village. Only one family showed me kindness. The servants were stunned. Many thought he should reward us, not strangers. Adeola saw their faces but said only, Tomorrow we ride. Prepare the finest horses. We have a journey to make. The next morning, Adeola, dressed in royal robes, rode into Ayetoro, followed by his servant carrying heavy bags. The villagers rushed out to see the spectacle. Children danced. Women ululated. Who is this big man? Is it the governor? No, it's a prince. When Adeola reached the house of Ireti and Ajani, he got down from his horse. The couple and their children stared, wide-eyed, confused. Adeola smiled and said, Do you remember me? Ireti gasped, her hand flying to her mouth. Ajani's knees almost buckled. Seyi and Amina looked from their parents to the stranger. Is it not the madman? Seyi whispered. Ireti knelt down quickly, stammering, We only did what we could. Adeola turned to his servant, who brought forward heavy bags filled with gold, cloths, and fine foods. He dropped them at Ireti's feet. This is yours, Adeola said, for your kindness. The villagers gasped and muttered in shock. So the madman was a prince. We have eyes, but we did not see. Adeola turned to the crowd and said loudly, Not all poor people are mad. Not all who wear rags are thieves. Sometimes the greatest treasures are hidden in rags. He looked at Amina, a gentle young girl with kindness written on her face, and said to her parents, I wish to marry your daughter when she is ready. I will train her, honor her, and make her queen over my household. I only want good-hearted people around me. Tears filled Ereti's eyes. Ajani bowed deeply. Say beamed with pride. The villagers learned a painful but important lesson that day. They realized how quickly they had judged a man by his appearance. They regretted their actions deeply. Adeola built a beautiful new mansion in Ayetoro for Ireti, Ajani, Seyi, and Amina. He invited them to move closer to his estate. He set up farms and businesses for the village, employing many people, and he kept his promise to Amina, who later became a wise and beloved queen in his household. From that day forward, whenever a stranger entered Ayetoro, no one looked down on them again. The villagers taught their children to look beyond appearances, to offer kindness freely, because they never knew when a prince might be hiding in rags. And so the story of Adeola, the ragged traveler who was truly a king at heart, was passed down from generation to generation.